Enemies, for me, the most important part of the game. They serve as the main obstacle for players, but also a means of fleshing out the world. Like, imagine Pokemon without the Pokemons in the wild. It would feel boring and desolate and would ruin the game. I mean, every good piece of media has enemies. Minecraft has the mobs, Happy Gilmore has Shooty McCain, and Breaking Bad has Skylar White. I hate Skylar White. This is why for the last few weeks I've been focusing on adding enemies to my indie game, Herostat. Herostat is a roguelike game about a thermostat who has to save the world. You can see it has a lot of inspiration from games like Turnip Boy, which is intentional because the Turnip Boy games are great. I've had about 5 enemies to my game so far, but there will definitely be more in the future. I have a pretty solid way of making enemies. First, I will get the idea of the enemy, which is pretty easy. Then work on the art and animation until I'm happy, and then program the enemy's AI, and then it's done. The first one is a basic one, a bit of a glue sniffer as we say in the industry. All he does is walk towards the player and damage them. Hands down the easiest to make and the easiest to kill. But a good thing about it were a lot of its aspects are good framework for the future enemies, like the pathfinding. Now the second enemy, the clappers. They're big, strong, and create sound waves strong enough to damage you. Kinda looks a bit like She-Hulk, but the difference between my game and She-Hulk is my game isn't dog. This took a while because I'm not any good at pixel art, so creating an animation that required more effort than the bare minimum was tough. And I actually had to scrap a lot of enemy designs like the Juggernaut because I'm just bad at pixel art. And you may ask, why not just use AI art? I would rather shoot myself than use that slop. The enemy's AI trigger was pretty easy to make. I just used the basic enemy's pathfinding AI paired with one that will trigger a clap whenever the player is close enough. Now the bomb. Not the one I brought to the airport on May 11, 2006. Why would you even bring that up? It's a bit faster than the others and blows up when it touches the player. It is heavily based on the grenade enemy from Enter the Gungeon, which is one of my favourite games ever, and I take a lot of inspiration from it. And Enter the Gungeon 2 is coming out, which will be the happiest day of my life. Now with the archer enemy, who is most of the same behaviour from a game I made 2.5 years ago, where I could rotate the bow, shoot. Just now the archer can move, and I'm better at programming, so it's way easier to make. I use basically the same scripts for the grenade launcher enemy, because there was no reason to change it. The only difference was that the grenade launcher launches grenades. Sometimes I think I might be too good at creating games. It took a while to get a good sprite for the grenade launcher, but I ended with this that I might change in the future because it looks a bit messy and confusing. Now I am pretty happy with these enemies, probably add more in the future because like I said, every game needs enemies, and I only have 5 so far. But I did want to have a few now, so I can work on the upgrading system. I briefly touched on this in my last video, which nobody watched, yet still 80% of you guys are not subscribed, and the video is nearly done, why don't you subscribe? The upgrading system works on by using XP, so every time you level up, you can unlock a new perk to help you. I've been trying to come up with good perks the last while, which has been fun, it's cool. I still want to make some more challenging enemies for later on in the game, because the ones I have right now are pretty easy and more for the start of the game than the rest of the game, but thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.